significant in Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord Almighty, for everybody here is living better and living more developed for that future that you've prepared for them in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. For in Jesus' precious name we have prayed. Could we please have our seats? Now, okay. Sorry, please, could you please converge towards love entrance? If there are spaces in this column, just those at that side, just please try and converge, please. Thank you very much. All right. Now, I'm going to be inviting the hall rep for Peter Hall to come and take the introductory remarks. So let's put our hands together for the hall rep of Peter Hall as he comes to take the introductory remarks. Okay, before he comes, I will just give a short discussion on what this event really is about. Now, Mentor 1.0 was put together as a syndicate to package as many as are going to be part of it for the future. As the name implies, persons that have gone into the industry have seen what it really is about and have blazed the trails, are coming to give us practical lessons on how we can package ourselves and go out there and make a difference. So I'd like each and every one of us to get our minds ready because a lot is about to be dispersed. One of our speakers came all the way from Houston, Texas. Now that's a huge sacrifice for us. So I'd like us to prepare ourselves and try and get as much as we can from today because a lot is really going to be dispersed. And one of us that probably is even the youngest dean in the world, he has his own academy. He's coming here to speak to Mr. Aki Akingpelu. So I'd like us to get ourselves ready, because a lot is going to be dispersed today in terms of leadership, in terms of personal development. And the industry today, that really is what matters. It really is what matters, how well you are able to, how well you've been able to develop yourself. Because you can't give what you don't have, and at the end of the day, you can't lead if you are not personally developed. So it's all about the full package, personal development, leadership. Develop yourself so you can develop others. So at this juncture, I would like to welcome again the Peter Hall rep to come and give the introductory remarks. Let's put our hands together for him.
Can you put your hands together for yourselves again, please? Thank you. Pending the arrival of the Peter Hall rep, I would like first of all to tell you why you are here and what the mentorship event is all about. The reason is because it's always good to reiterate the importance of your attending an event because you really cannot estimate the advantage of gleaning knowledge from attending an event that impacts your life directly or indirectly. Now, I've been privileged to speak on several platforms before, and I know what it cost me in the past to develop myself onto this juncture I faced in my life. Because knowledge in itself doesn't come cheaply. How many of you know that? For you to become better persons in your society, there's some certain knowledge you require to take you from where you are to where you ought to be. That's why it's called knowledge. What you know gives you the edge. So I will tell you today that you are not here by mistake or by chance or serendipity. You are here for a particular reason, to develop yourself. Now, mentorship is a responsibility stroke excellence seminar that will package you to become better persons and better world changers. I mean what I said, or I meant what I said, And I'll repeat it again. It will repackage you and package you to become better persons in the world. Now, we all know that the world is changing. The world is not where it used to be in the past 5 or 10 years. A lot of changes have enveloped this century of ours. And only few people have realized that the world is not where it used to be before. Only a very select few. And that's why you see a lot of people graduate and get out there, and they're not equipped to tackle the challenges of the future. So that's why you are here today, to learn the principles, the precepts from persons that have gone ahead of you, persons that are blazing the trail already and doing exploits in their society. So you should prepare your minds that you are here for a great time. And I want you to look to the person sitting next to you and tell the person, welcome to this great event. If you mind, please give him a knuckle or give him a high five or whatever you need to do. But welcome him again softly and warmly this time and tell him or her, welcome to this great event. All right, to take us forward, I would love to invite Mr. Emmanuel Irobe to give the opening remarks. Please, with a clap offering, welcome Mr. Emmanuel Irobe, please.
Hello, kings and queens. Hello. I missed you all, just for the records. It's good to see everyone here today. I'm glad we have this kind of audience just as we're beginning to start. Like we know, a lot has gone into planning this conference, this seminar, specifically for academics. And we decided the timing should coincide with the first tests for the semester. So the timing is very significant and strategic. I'd like us to open our ears and open our minds and hear from the persons that shall be teaching us today. Lots of us have academic questions. We're looking for a smarter way of reading. We're looking for a better way of, assimilating and all that. I believe all of that will be covered in today's topic. And if there's a particular area you need more clarification, you always have the privilege of asking questions at the end of the session. And if you don't want to ask, you can write them down. I'm telling us this ahead of time so that as the teaching is going, you can begin to prepare your questions and whatever areas you need clarifications. Now, the persons that are coming here today are people that have been tested in every regard. One of them is an eagle, well-known, graduated best in his department, handled a number of leadership platforms, and was still able to come out tops in the department. So these are persons with results. Our chancellor says only fools doubt proofs. We have people with proofs today. Let's hear them out. This conference has been put together as a partnership between Think Possibilities and the A Student Summit. After this seminar, the A Student Summit continues to hold every Tuesday, 8 p.m. at CDS B301. The A Student Summit is not for A students, as it were. It's for people who want to get A's. So it's not just for first-class students. I believe there's that myth in the student body. The A Student Summit is just for first-class students. It is not. It is for anyone who wants to aspire to such heights. So please, beyond this seminar, you can also come to the A Student Summit and get academic help. The executives are persons who are also tested and they have academic proofs. Do not die in silence or die in academic pain. There's always a way out. Someone somewhere would have a solution. Just come to such platforms, open your mind, receive from them, and grow. I'm excited about what I've been able to achieve today. I'm excited about everyone that is here, and I'm sure it's going to be a life-changing experience for everyone. Once again, keep your mind open. Prepare your questions ahead of time, and be blessed. Thank you so much.
All right, briefly, let's just welcome the whole rep of Peter Hall is around. Let me just give you a brief address. Please put your hands together for him.
Praise the Lord. Praise mighty Jesus. Once again, you're welcome to Mentor 1.0, organized or an initiative of the Excellence Summit and Think Possibilities. Sometimes we ask ourselves the question, who is a leader? Or am I qualified to be a leader? Yes, you're a leader, given the permission to say if you like it or not. For the mere fact that you're born into a family, for the mere fact that you have a brother, for the mere fact you have a sister, for the mere fact that you have parents, because we influence our parents to make decisions. For that mere fact, you are a leader, if you like it or not. And even if you decide to not looking at all of these that I've mentioned, look at yourself. You are the CEO of your life. You are the chief executive officer of your life. You are the managing director of your life. Thus, you are a leader. Academics gives us a platform on which to stand in order to show leadership. So once again, with this brief charge I've given, I say welcome to Mentor 1.0. Be blessed.
Shortly, we'll be taking the keynote address, which is going to be taken by the visionary Think Possibilities, Mr. John Okoro. So let's just put our hands together for him as he comes to take the keynote address.
Please, if that clap offering was for Jesus, you can do it better. Thank you very much. Adamu graduated in 2001 with a BSc in industrial chemistry. Unable to get a job for 3 years, he was advised by his friends to go in again to do an MSc, this time in industrial chemistry again. Now, 6 to 9 years after, Adamu had a BSc as well as an MSc degree in industrial chemistry. But Adamu still could not get a job or even find himself gainfully employed. Now, Adamu, bewildered, thrown into a state of discourse and discobolus, decides again that he wants to pursue a PhD degree in order to get a job and become useful to the society. Today, Adamu is a PhD holder, and his degree is synonymous with the word pull him down, because PhD has done nothing to his life, but even made him more burdensome to himself and to his society. Adamu is at the verge of taking his life and still hasn't found a path for his future. Adamu is the exact replica of a typical Nigerian graduate who doesn't understand the intricacies of the 21st century. Today, my dream and my purpose for being here is to prevent anyone here to end up like Adamu. My reason for being here is to expose you to the intricacies of the 21st century. I've been privileged to give speeches in NNPC, in various schools, and to train individuals. And for the past 3 years, I've been doing cutting-edge researches in the area of 21st century psychodynamics, work ethics, as well as employability. And today, I would love to welcome you to this mentorship event. And I want to expose all I know on the topic of the 21st century challenges and opportunities for you. So I would love you to put your hands together for yourselves because you are blessed to be seated here today. Please put your hands together for yourselves. I'll be speaking on a very, very simple, short and concise topic I titled The Handwriting on the Wall. Lessons for the 21st century student. Much as I would love the technical crew to display this on the slides, I would love to implore Tayo Fagade to make sure the slides are ready so that I can take you along. But I'll start nevertheless. Now, in every century, in every era, in every age, there is a spirit of the age. What did I say? Spirit of the age. Can you repeat after me? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Spirit of the age or the trend in that particular era. Now we live in this 21st century today. And this is an era of vast opportunities as well as challenges. We have an increment in the number of millionaires than they have ever been in the past. Knowledge is so rampant that you can get knowledge from wherever you want today. The same thing with the challenges. You have increase in crime rate, increase in the insecurity level, increase in the cases of fraudulence and malutilization of resources. You have a lot of cases of insecurity in the government and in individual lives. And that puts on us a responsibility to create in ourselves the potentials relevant for this century, to take advantage of the opportunities and also to take advantage of the challenges as well. In the 21st century, the illiterate is not the man who cannot read and write. But the illiterate of the 21st century is the man who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Just Alvin Toffler that said it. In the 21st century, we are faced with responsibilities of global awareness, personal branding, entrepreneurialism, innovation, synthesis, effective writing, effective speaking and communication, curiosity, adaptability, etc. There is a great demand on our academic institutions today. Why? Because our academic institutions, most of them still run on the templates that were functional in the 20th century, and they don't function. The template for the 20th century cannot work well in the 21st century. So there's a dire need, a very enormous need for 21st century graduates. The reason is because in this era we have an increase in several challenges. There's an increase in the challenges of natural resources. There's an increment also in the challenges of human resources, as well as an increment in the challenges of knowledge resources. I would like to come down. So there's a need for the 21st century approach. There's a need for the change in approach, the change in the way we do things, the way we live our daily lives, the way we think, the way we analyze, the way we strategize, the way we attend classes. There's a need for a rethink of our place in the society. There's need for a rapid shift in learning. A young man in Harvard University drew up a pyramid of various learning levels. There is the level of remembering. There's the level of understanding. There's the level of applying. I wish the slides can be up right now. Tayo, the slides, please. It's in the office. And there are the higher order skills, which have to do with analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Now, in the past, you only needed the first three skills to remember, right? To understand and to apply. E is equal to MC squared. If M is 5, you know C. What is E? You can calculate E. You remember, you understand, and you apply. You get an A, or you get an A+, whatever you get. You're happy with yourselves. But now, there is the need to take it even higher. You know why? Because the challenges of this century are quite different from the challenges of the past century. Now, recently, there was a need for the US government to accost the man named Osama bin Laden, and there was a raid on his house. Do you imagine that knowledge was integrated from various fields, various interdisciplinary fields? You have knowledge from accounting, there was knowledge brought from architecture, there was knowledge brought from forensic science, and a host of other fields. That is the century we are living in. And that's what we need. We need students to be able to analyze, evaluate, and create. Analysis means you break down the facts, discover the strengths, the weaknesses, being able to juxtapose facts. That's analysis. Now, what I'm teaching you today, you might not really get it at the first instance. You know the reason why? Because it's something that is new. It's something that has been based on research over a period of time. But if you listen well and you open your heart, I bet you will get a whole lot of it. And if you apply it, it's going to help you in your lives. It has helped me in my own life today. And it's going to help you in your life. There are two major classes of students. There are the creativity-enabled students, those that think creatively and apply themselves to applying the principles into creating new solutions. In the society. Please, who is Olajide Oyin, 100 level microbiology? Somebody is waiting for you outside. If I got that right, you are wanted outside. So they are the knowledge-enabled students also. These are students that are used to only acquiring knowledge but not applying it. So knowledge should not stop at where it is, just by getting it. You should learn to apply and use the knowledge to solve problems, to build creative things, to consult, to help people out. Because knowledge unapplied or misapplied is equal to ignorance. I drew up a bit of a pyramid of the various kind of students we have. Under the creativity-enabled students, we have imaginative and intuitive students. Those that are imaginative, they create new solutions from ideas. Those that have the ability to see the future, to create solutions from even problems that they didn't see in the past. For instance, somebody that was very good at that was Leonardo da Vinci. How many of you know Da Vinci? He was a very smart man. He was about 100 years ahead, several years ahead of his generation. He drew out the structure of the helicopter even before it was invented. He invented the scissors. All of you know the Mona Lisa painting. He did it. It was impeccable. Even several years after the drawing, they viewed it under a microscope and still found out that he had little intrinsic details that were not missed out in the drawing. Da Vinci was several years ahead because he was imaginative as a student and as an individual. We have the reflective and analytical students. These are those students that can reflect on what they know, on the knowledge they have. Reflection means seeking for what things really mean. Now, things are not always what they seem. That means behind every body of knowledge, there is the strength, or there are the strengths and the weaknesses. There are ways to analyze and break down things in order to discover applicable body of knowledge. I will tell you what I mean by that. Now, recently, I did a calculation in my room. I found out that, let me climb the stage again. I was wasting about 45 minutes every day opening the door in my room. You know, sometimes people will come, they knock on the door, and you ask them what they want. They say they want spoon. Some other persons, they want plate. I imagine that if I keep opening the door for spoon, plates, and broom, and packers, I will waste several times of my life opening the doors for people. So I decided to buy a doorbell. So in my room now, I have a doorbell. So when you come, I answer you for where I'm reading, and I respond to you. I answer your questions from the door. So if there's no necessity for you to come in the room, you don't need to come in. So I answer you, and I save myself about 45 to 60 minutes every day. That's a whole lot for me. So that's applying the knowledge I've learned. That time shouldn't be wasted. So there needs to be a doorbell. And some of you in class, all you do is you just jot down. You become professional typewriters. So when you get to the class, the lecturer is teaching, you jot down. And the lecturer picks his phone, hello, you write down hello. Before you realize, you've written down several jargons on your books. The photocopier was invented several years ago. Why don't you use the photocopying machine and photocopy your lecturer's notes instead of wasting your time writing in the class? Get the necessary things, jot down the necessary things. The unnecessary things, leave them out. You save yourself several amounts of time by just thinking creatively and effectively. Now, I talked about also the knowledge-enabled students. Now, I'll be rounding up very shortly. I'll just do it in a jiffy and get ready to leave. Now, for the knowledge-enabled students, they commit a fallacy of insufficient authority. It's a logical fallacy in critical thinking. Now, when you acquire knowledge just for the sake of it, you are committing a 21st century misnomer, which I call the fallacy of insufficient thinking and authority. The reason is because in the past, there was need for you to only know. You really didn't need to apply everything you knew. But we live in the 21st century where you cannot even know everything because knowledge doubles every 18 months. And your certificates, hope you guys are aware, expires after 18 months. By the time you graduate, 18 months after what you have, what you learned in school, most of it are outdated. So you need to constantly learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's why I told you, the 21st century illiterate is not the man who cannot read and write, but the man who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Did you guys get me? All right. G. Massey was an Egyptologist. Egyptologists are those that did surveys on remains in Egyptian ancient cities. He said that they shall find it difficult who take authority as truth rather than truth as authority. Meaning that with whatever you learn in class, it's a responsibility on your own part to go find out if those things are actually correct and expand your body of knowledge concerning those things. Paul said, I think it was Paul that said it. He said the men of Berea were more noble, it's in the Bible, than the men of Thessalonica. Why? Because when they heard the word, they went back to search whether those things they had heard were correct. That is the 21st century student. Somebody that learns in class, goes back to the hostel, to the library, does research, removes the insignificant things, and brings out the relevant things that can be applied. Application, creativity. That is the crux of the 21st century. Imaginative and intuitive students are the custodians of the future. The future depends on them. So if you want to get out of school and be relevant in the 21st century, you need to be an imaginative and intuitive student. Somebody able to gather, apply, creatively generate solutions from problems. Now, as a 21st century, what do you need to know? 21st century student, what do you need to know? You need to know that it's very important for you to learn the intricacies of social networking. You need to learn the intricacies of social networking, personal branding, internet competence and compliance, IT skills enablement, extramural skills acquisition. You need to attend conferences and events. And please, whenever you attend any conference, endeavor to get a certificate. Because there's no how you can prove you attended a conference except you have certificates to show. There was a conference my friend attended when he was in 200 level. He was extra value certified. And he told me about it. During my IT, I decided I was going to become extra value certified, a certified professional with Harvard Associates. And then I had to travel down from Abuja to Lagos, spent a whole lot of money to come, to just get myself certified in that area. Now, since then, I've submitted my CVs to companies for consultings and all of that. And whenever they see that particular certification, they always feel obliged to consult with me. The reason is because certificates prove your competence. Relevant certificates set you apart. You know what? Everybody after graduation will be graduated with a certificate from universities, right? What matters is what extramural, what additional, what addendums. For those of you that have been taking project management and your New Horizons courses as a joke, please sit up, wake up, and take it more seriously because it's very relevant in the society. The world is in their need of creativity-enabled students that can prefer solutions to 21st century problems. You're welcome, sir. Please, can we rise up as we receive Mr. Okechukwu Ofili? All right. You're very welcome, son. Put your hands together for him, please. All right. You can have your seat. Now, we need students that can find solutions to 21st century problems. I will say this and say this over and over again. Knowledge is useless without application. What you learn in class will be useless if you cannot apply it to solving contemporary problems in the society. There's a man that lives on this campus. His name is Mark Friday. He invented the generator you see beside the chapel here. It is noiseless. It uses just batteries. He invented an electric scooter as well. And guess what? He was almost a dropout from the university. But he's a 21st century student. Because all we need are those that can apply their knowledge. Tesla, Edison, all of them, name them. They were persons that were able to